Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. You voted and I delivered, and in today's tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to make this simple and stylish bubble top. So sit back, relax, and let's get into today's tutorial. So guys, today's bubble top is an intermediate sewing tutorial. So the first thing we'll need for today's tutorial will be your basic bodice pattern already drafted. So this is mine. Just in case you are a beginner and you don't know how to draft a basic bodice pattern, you can check out my course linked above for more details on how you can learn how to do that. So yeah, this is my front bodice pattern, this is my back bodice pattern. So we'll just start with the front and then I'll just um cut the back out and keep it aside. So yeah, this here is the half cut of the blouse. So our waistline right here is the half cut. So now first thing we need to do now is to draw in our neckline. So if you look at the picture, you would see that the neckline is like really low and is like slightly curved. So now for the neckline, just come to the center line here and raise it up by maybe 1 inch. If you want it lower, you can come down, but I feel like that would be too low if you come down too much. And here it is. So I raised mine up by 1 inch. You can decide not to raise it up and just leave it here, or even reduce the neckline here. So now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to come to my armhole level here, and then I'm going to raise my armhole by 1 inch because this is a sleeveless blouse, so we don't want it to gape at all. Then we just need to connect this into this. Now once you're done with that, just come to your across chest right here, this line here. So you go down by 1 inch. So now you just connect, this is it right here, this is the mark here. So now you just connect from here back to this spot using your French curve, and we have a successful round neck. And that's it. So for some darting, I'm going to, from my dart point, from my bust point right here, I'll just draw a straight line that will meet the neckline, and then on that mark come out by 1 inch here, come out by 1 inch here, just so you get like a really nice cinched fit around the neckline. These are my points here. So now you then connect from here to this point here. You're not connecting it to the bust point, so you connect it to this point here, and then you connect from here to this point also here. So just right at the on this line, this point here. And so my strap length right here is 5.7 inches. So I'm just going to go and write that down somewhere. So let's keep this aside, and then we can work on the back. Now at the back, remember at the armhole here, we raised it up by 1 inch because this blouse is not, if it doesn't have a full sleeve, so because it's sleeveless. So now I'm going to do that also for the back, and this is it done and reconnected. So also in front, remember that at this at the across, for the front it was the across front, across chest, but for the back it will be the across back. So at the across back here, remember that we went down by 1 inch, so you do the same also here. Now for the back neckline, you can go as low as you want depending on you. So from here I'll just go down by 2 inches just so that it is really low. So, and so this is how deep my back neckline will be. So I'm just going to connect now. Now at the dart point right here, extend the line from there all the way to your across back. So now on this point, measure ½ inch out this way, ½ inch out this way. So yeah, these are my marks right here. So you just reconnect from here to any point on your dart leg here, and then just reconnect. Just make sure you draw a straight line, and that's all you have to do for the back. So this is my dart, and then you just need to label. This is my side back, this is my center back. Yeah, you cut this way, follow this way for the center back, and for the side back you follow this, then come here, then follow this new armhole, and then you go down. Remember to add your allowance: 1/4 inch at the neckline, ½ inch at the armhole, 1 inch at the side, and ½ inch at the waistline. So remember to draw in your strap for the back also, like we did for the front, and then when you draw it in, you measure it and write it down somewhere. So we join the two strap lengths together, both for the one for the front and the one for the back. We'll add it together, and that will be the accurate strap length for our blouse. Yeah, these are the patterns cut out, so you can just go right ahead to cut this on your fabric now. Remember to add ½ inch allowance at the middle, here, at the middle here, at the middle here, and here. For the bubble pattern, get a fresh paper, fold this into two like this, and draw a borderline on it like I've done. So just draw a 1 inch borderline here and 1 inch borderline also at the top. So yeah, so that 1 inch borderline, the one here will serve as the zip allowance because we are cutting our back first. Although we'll be using this same pattern to cut both the front and the back, but let's start with cutting our back. So this part here will be known as the zip allowance, and this part here will be known as the side seam allowance. Now, what's your waist measurement? Mine is 27 inches. So because the bubble will be gathered, I'm going to add 10 inches to it for gathers. So that gives me 37 inches. Then I'll divide it by 4. So whatever I get, I'll mark it here. I'll place my tape measure here, mark it this way, mark it this way, and also mark it this way. So I had to change my paper because this paper I was using before, it won't be enough for what we're about to draft. So yeah, these are our marks right here. So I've done that. So all I need to do now is to connect it this way. So yeah, that's that. Now let's draw the length that we want for our bubble peplum. So I don't think it should be more than maybe 8 inches. So you can decide to increase it, or if you feel like 8 inches is too small, or you can decide to reduce it. So whatever. So I'm going to be using 8 inches for mine. So from here I'll measure 8 inches down, and now we are done. So we just need to connect. Now I'm going to come right here and increase the length by 4 inches. So just come here, mark 4 inches down, 4 inches down. Now this is it. The line right here, we'll go right ahead and cut this on our fabric right now. So when we are cutting on our fabric, we'll cut this way for the fabric. Then when we are done cutting the fabric, we'll trim this excess aside, and then we need to cut this for our lining. So the reason why we are doing that is because for the bubbles peplum, the lining has to be shorter than the actual fabric, just so that it will drag it up. That is the essence of having a bubble pattern. And so this is it done. This is the actual fabric, and this is the lining. So you can see it's shorter. So yeah, now let's talk about the front of the part. Remember that we had it folded, so we need to open it up now, and everything we have here, you can trace it out on this part. This is it traced out. Now because we are cutting our front, we don't need this zip allowance anymore, so I'm going to fold it so that it's no longer here. Now if you look at the design, you would see that there is a curve at the center, because we want to raise it up. The full length of our skirt, of our peplum, is 8 inches like I mentioned. So let's say maybe we chop up about 4 inches from here. This is the mark right here. So you can just pick up your French curve and just draw a curve like from here. You draw a curve like coming here, and then this one will go here. And so this is it. So I just drew a curve here and then back here. So ½ inch allowance this way, this way, this way, this way, and this way, and then you go ahead to cut the lining from this one. So once you're done cutting the lining, or maybe let's cut the actual fabric first. So extend this 4 inches. 4 inches is already 4 inches is still here. So but for this, extend 4 inches, 4 inches, 4 inches, 4 inches, 4 inches. So let me do that now so you can see what. So yeah, this here is the new shape where we'll be cutting our fabric. So fabric, and then lining. So you go cut the fabric first. So you cut this way, and then you follow this, and this. Then when you are done, you can then add ½ inch to this part here, and then you cut the lining. So, and guys, this is it. This is the lining bit. This is the actual fabric for the front. So yeah, we are done with the bubble pattern. Now let's move straight to sewing everything together. So guys, these are my cut out panel pieces, the back and the front. So I've gone right ahead also to cut the fabric for the shoulder ruffles. So you can cut any length of fabric. So I have 2 of this. So the width from here to here is, you can just cut 3 inches. Now to sew, I'm going to go right ahead to sew my panel pieces first. This is my center front, so side front to side, center front, and the second side front to this. Then I'll also do the same for the back. So when I'm done, I'm going to pick up this one that I cut for my shoulder ruffle. That means that's my strap. I'm then going to, I'll sew this at the tip here, so you can just sew a 1/4 inch at the tip, and then you turn it inside out. So once you're done doing that, I'm going to show you the next thing. So guys, I'm done sewing all of this now. This is now my full front. This is my back. These are the 2 straps. So for the strap, just get an elastic. So you cut an elastic strip. How long will you cut this elastic? Remember our front strap and back strap that we measured earlier when we were doing our pattern? You add the front and back strap together like we did, and then mine was 11 inches. So your elastic will be that 11 inches that we measured for our strap. So yeah, that's that. So I'm going to put in these straps now into this, and then I'll also put this into this, and that is how we will achieve our ruffle strap. So once I'm done doing, let me just explain this. Once I'm done doing that, I'll place my strap right at my front here. So once you place it, then you place your lining over it. So place your lining over it like this, and then you do the same also for this other one. So place it here, and then you place your lining over it, and then you just sew a 1/4. You sew 1/2 inch. Remember, this is our armhole. You sew 1/2 inch here, 1/4 inch at the neckline, and 1/2 inch right here. So when you're done, you put it, or you do for the other end of the strap and put it at the back piece also. So I'm just going to do all of that now so you can see what everything looks like. So remember, when you're sewing yours, remember to iron on interfacing before you sew. Remember to iron on interfacing to the back of your fabric, and also you want to cut a full lining. Of course, you know that. So yeah. And so I'm done with the upper part of the blouse. This is my ruffle strap attached. This is the front, this is the back. So now we can move this aside, then we work on the peplum, that is the bubble peplum. So I've gone right ahead. This is the front. I've gone right ahead to place the lining and the fabric both together at the hem. So you need to just sew a gather stitch all the way to the other side here. So don't worry if the lining and the fabric don't like meet each other at the other end. Don't worry about it. So just continue. Then the next thing, you do the same also for the back like I've done. This is it. So yeah, now all you have to do is to gather it up. So you just gather this up slightly. Do the same also for the back. So once you're done gathering, you turn it inside out, and then we can now talk about the waist. So we turn it inside out, and then we gather the waistline too. So we'll gather the upper part here too. So you gather stitch here, and then we'll gather. So by the time you turn it inside out, you can trim this part, this excess part. So don't worry, like I said, don't worry if there's an excess here. So you can just trim this excess bits. So you just trim it off. So yeah, that's that. I'm not going to do any more explanations about this. If you want a more detailed tutorial on how to sew a bubble skirt, you can watch this tutorial linked above your screen. I did a much more detailed tutorial on sewing a bubble skirt in that video. So yeah, I'm going to do all of that now, and then once I'm done, I'll attach the front to the front here. So you attach the front to, by the time you gather the waist here, you gather the waist back to your actual waist measurement in front, and then you do the same also for the back, and then that will be also. I'll just do all of that now, and then I'll show you what the result looks like. And this is my completed blouse, guys. So I've already gone ahead to attach this and then sewn the sides, and this is the back. So let me just turn this inside out, and this is it. So of course, you know, you have to fix your zipper at the back here. I'm just going to put this on my mannequin now, just so that you can see what the fit looks like. So